Hey, what's up guys, it's Rathel here, and today we have something new for y'all. On a community post, I said that on every Sundays, I will be posting a video that's going to be something away from what ifs. And I let y'all decide what my first video would be. Based on the polls, y'all wanted me to rank the Dragon Ball sagas first. So that's what we're here to do today. Each show is going to have their own video. So for today, I'm only going to be doing Dragon Ball. Next video, I'll do Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, including all the mangas, and then the movies, also as a tier list, and GT. Can't forget about GT. So each of those shows will have their own video, and what I'm planning to do is put them all on the same tier list, just so I think that'll be a little better, and to see how I put these sagas in a tier list. Now, first of all, I just want to say that this is all based on my opinion. It's not right. It's not wrong. Everyone can have their own opinion to what they think were good sagas and what they think were bad sagas. I just want to say that out the way. So, just so we don't get an argument. You can have your own opinion. Everyone can have their own opinion, but just don't bash someone for thinking their opinion is quote unquote wrong. So what? Let's just get started. I'm ready. I'm currently doing a rewatch of everything Dragon Ball. So I recently finished Dragon Ball, and I'm on Z right now with watching the movies here and there, and then going on to GT and Super. So once I finish watching all of it, then that's when I'll do the tier list video, just so I can get a good fresh memory of things. So let's just get off with the first saga of Dragon Ball, the Emperor Pilaf saga. Now, in my opinion, this is definitely a strong start. I definitely enjoyed watching this saga. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's definitely up there with being really entertaining and just a good introduction to most characters like Goku, Bulma, Master Roshi, even the villains. So to me, this is very entertaining. This is very rewatchable multiple times, and I just enjoyed it. Then we're gonna move on to the next saga, which is the first, I think the 21st tournament. I'm pretty sure 21st, 22nd. This is 23rd. Yeah, so the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, and I'll be honest with you, the whole training arc with Goku and Krillin, and then the whole tournament as a whole, seeing how strong they gotten from where they started, definitely was entertaining. I would say this is above Emperor Pilaf saga because it's just, the fights are great, especially when we get to the last 8 with Goku and Krillin, Goku and not Master Roshi, but Jackie Chan. Just a good saga overall, good fights, very entertaining. I would say this isn't my top tournament saga, but it's definitely a good one to watch. It's rewatchable, the fights are amazing. Even though some are kind of extended, it's still really fun to watch. I don't know, it's just, some of the good fights are there. It's just that to me, the other tournaments have better fights, especially when there's more to the other fights. But this is still a very much a top tier saga. Next, after the tournament, we get the Red Ribbon Army, where Goku goes out to find the 4-star Dragon Ball, because that was his grandpa's Dragon Ball, and it's actually where he takes out the Red Ribbon Army. Now, to me, this is also definitely a good saga, but I guess I'm gonna be honest with you. Most of the Red Ribbon Army sagas are kind of okay. I don't know. This one is definitely the best one out of the 3. I don't know. To me, this is where I guess it was starting to drop off for me. It starts off high, and then when this starts, I don't know, it just starts going lower and lower. Then the next saga just, hold on, let me just put this here. This saga was very boring to me. I have no hate for General Blue, but to me, during that whole thing, I was just pretty bored. I wasn't really entertained. The last arc, I was pretty entertained. There was Muscle Tower, there was all these androids, Android 8, a goated android right there. And it was, pretty some okay fights, some good interactions with Goku and the people out in the world. But with the General Blue saga, I was just bored. I was just on my phone playing Dokkan Battle and Legends while this was playing, because I just wasn't too interested. Like I said, no hate to General Blue, but it was just the whole point during that thing was just kind of mediocre. I was like, meh, it wasn't bad, but it's just meh. Next, we go on to Commander Red Saga, and I'm gonna put that In B tier, it's definitely, it wasn't boring. It wasn't like General Blue Saga boring, but it was like, you know, again, okay, wasn't crazy, you know, some okay fights, trying to fight over the Dragon Ball, but wasn't too crazy, I guess. It's like, okay, a little bit worse than the beginning of the Red Ribbon Army saga, so I'm definitely gonna put it below. Also, just noting, the way I put them does matter, just so we get that out the way. Just to me, overall, for Dragon Ball, anything with the Red Ribbon Army, it kind of just dips for me. I mean, y'all could have liked it, but to me, it was just kind of like, it was going down. It went down a lot, then it came back up a little bit, and then it gets better in the next arc. The next saga is Fortune Teller Baba, where Goku needs to find the last Dragon Ball, so he goes to Fortune Teller Baba so he can get this information, but he gets into a tournament to find the information. This is where he meets up other, like, he meets some interesting fighters like the Invisible Man, Devil Man, the little vampire skinny dude, and his grandpa. And that whole interaction between him and his grandpa, very sad. I actually shed a tear. I like this arc a lot. For me, this is gonna be the first saga that's gonna be in the S tier. That whole reconnecting with Goku's grandfather and that whole fight they had was actually really nice. And these were like interesting characters with interesting ways of fighting, and the fighters had to like use new ways to try to beat these opponents. Like when they made Master Roshi nosebleed so that they could see Invisible Man, it was raps for him. But overall, this was a very good saga. I think my first top tier saga. So I'll have to give you that. This was just enjoyable, good fights, sad moments, and yeah, that's just a really good saga right there. Next, we have the Tien Shinhan saga, basically the 22nd World Tournament. This is gonna be another S tier for me, and this might be number one. This might be number one because the fights are a lot better here than the first tournament, and then the whole they try to make Tien like a good guy because he's in the wrong is also really nice. Seeing Tien beat Jackie Chan and then Goku having to fight Tien, that fight was amazing. Tien won, and it was just amazing fights overall. Krillin versus Chaozu was good. It's just, this tournament is just everything like the last tournament, but just better with better fights and just overall a lot more enjoyable. Then we go on to the next saga, the King Piccolo saga. So right after the 22nd World Tournament, that's where King Piccolo comes back, and he's a whole threat to everyone. Now rewatching this, you know, before I watched this, I had some knowledge of what happened, but when watching this, I know everything. Definitely, it's hard because I'm really between S tier and A tier, either top S tier or top A tier or like low S tier is my thing, because it's a good villain, good stories, amazing fights, and I'm gonna, yeah, actually, definitely gonna have to put this right here. It's just an amazing arc, amazing fights, good emotions, a good villain. His introduction was kind of, I say a little weak with just the Pilaf gang finding him, releasing him, kind of, but overall, good story. Goku versus King Piccolo, amazing. You know, Tien trying to change his whole ways and really focusing on trying to take out King Piccolo, ready to sacrifice his life to do so. And just, yeah, overall good, and a good ending too, with him spawning his child and basically making a Piccolo Jr. And then that's what we're going to talk about the next arc, Piccolo Jr. Saga, or the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. Now, this is another S tier saga for me. Definitely above Fortune Teller Baba, but I wouldn't say above King Piccolo. This is when we see the whole training between the two, Goku going to Kami's lookout, training with him to prepare for Piccolo Jr. And then we see like a little bit of like a baby Piccolo Jr. seeing how the world is. And then when the whole tournament happens, that's all good. And that tournament is good. I wouldn't say as good as maybe the 22nd World Tournament, because the 23rd World Tournament was mainly just really about Goku and Piccolo. Like when I was watching it, the fights were good, yeah, interesting. But I really cared about the last fight between Goku and Piccolo Jr. And that fight was amazing, no doubt. But still, that World Tournament was pretty interesting. The whole interaction with Goku and Chi-Chi and them actually getting married. and Kami being there, all those fights were good to watch. Definitely above the 21st World Tournament, but it was just mainly focused on that last fight, this whole saga, which is fine because that was the whole saga about. It was all about Goku fighting Piccolo, so I have no problem with that. But with the last tournament for Tien Shinhan, every fight was really focused on, and it was really good. But this one was just like they really wanted to put that last one out there. But overall, still a top tier saga, very enjoyable, and just I think a very good conclusion to the Dragon Ball show when they continue off to Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, I would definitely put that S tier. My top three: Tien Shinhan Saga, King Piccolo Saga, and then Piccolo Jr. Saga. Those are just, to me, the best arcs in that first show. And they could change when it comes to when I introduce the other shows. Like, I could think, I guess, for example, like the Vegeta half of the Saiyan Saga could be the first one. Just saying, like, this could be changed later on. So maybe, might be a possibility where I change maybe the S tiers and they go down just based on the new standards for sagas and arcs when anime goes on. Even though this was all like pretty much close together, I think when we get to the weakest points, it's gonna be like in Super. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one at least. Whenever I finish Dragon Ball Z, I'll make the next video so that I can rank the Dragon Ball Z sagas. But yeah, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. Leave down any comments of any other type of Dragon Ball content you want me to make. I think next Sunday I might do some Kakarot because I want to try to get into gaming, because when Sparking Zero drops, I'm definitely going to be making a lot of videos on that, especially with the what if scenarios that they have. Tomorrow I'll have part 14 of what if Goku was born as a Super Saiyan, and we have about, I think, till part 16, which will be the finale, and then I'll put the full series out. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. See ya.